Welcome back to Creepypasta Files Season 2. Today, we're analyzing Disney's Catacombs. Disney's Catacombs is a story about a group of buddies who attempt to stay at Disneyland overnight. They hide in the bathrooms until the park shuts down, and end up exploring the park for about 30 minutes before they get caught by a security guard. The group had prepared for this, so they weren't surprised when the guard took them somewhere to detain them. They weren't expecting, however, to be taken underground. The guards led them into a fancy elevator, going down to a hall of seemingly randomly marked doors. The guards had the three friends sit in one of the rooms, left the room, and shut the door, leaving the group to sit in silence. After 2 hours of nothing and no one, the group tries the door. It's unlocked. They leave the room and look around. It's an empty hall. Cameras that line the walls follow them as they look around trying to find someone, or at least a way out. They head back the way they came, but can't get the door open. That's when all the doors that lined the walls behind them opened at once. The group, as if on instinct, begins to run in the other direction past the doors. After a while of running, they look into the doorways. Costumed characters sat inside and begin filing out, walking calmly toward them as the friends continue to run. Then, It's a Small World begins playing over the intercom, and they notice the dolls from the ride in the rooms. However, these ones are not chasing them. Finally, they need to take a break. The rooms around them are empty, and they are far enough ahead of their slow-walking pursuers to take a break. They enter one of the seemingly randomly numbered rooms, shut the door, and take a breather. Finally, once they're ready, they begin running again, this time finally making it to the other end of the hall. They get to the elevator and move back up to the park. Still dark and teeming with guards, the three attempt to leave quickly and unnoticed. But then, suddenly, they realize that everyone is staring at them, blankly. They begin to run again, heading for the front gate. Now, out of the shadows, dozens of costumed employees and guards are running quietly, full speed at them. They barely escape. A while after this event, our character decides to look up the numbers the rooms were labeled. It turns out many of the numbers actually correspond to major Disney events, like the birth and death of Walt Disney. So, what does all of this mean? Well, there's multiple angles and theories that could be taken into account with this story, but I'd like to bring up something you may have noticed yourself. This sounds a lot like the Abandoned by Disney stories. I assure you, however, this is not written by the same person. I believe this is a non-canon continuation or expansion of the Abandoned by Disney universe. The tunnels that are underneath Disney may secretly hold more vile creatures than previous encounters in the original Slimebeast stories. Now, the question remains, is each mascot character in this story a separate, photo-negative Mickey-type monster? I don't think so. I think the hallway is an entity on its own. If you read the story, the timeline seems awfully long for a hallway. So how can this be? It almost seems like the guards that led them down there are not usual guards. They are a part of this entity, luring people down to the hallway where they are imprisoned and brainwashed forever. Usually, it's just employees that they're able to catch, because they would obviously be more likely to be at Disney past operating hours. But this time, it was just a group of daredevil friends. So, what do you think of this episode of the Creepypasta Files? Tell me what creepypasta I should cover next, or just your thoughts on this episode in the comments. The best comment will be pinned. See you all next time.
Oh shit! A spy! There's a spy! Word to my Timbs, there's a spy! Word to my Timbs!